Hello. In Chicago, just sort of packing up, making piles. Let's go walk around. I had something in my teeth. I'm going to make a song on my keyboard first because I'm not going to carry that around town. City, giant city. The city that we're moving to, right at the bottom southwest corner of Michigan, is only like a 70-minute drive from the south side of Chicago. And then I spent like 30 plus minutes driving along Lakeshore Drive and everything, and I really feel like I'm figuring out how to bridge all the homes, all the places I've left my adult self, and not that it's about trauma, just kind of, I don't know, be something new, I guess, maybe, if that's even possible. I don't know, maybe there's a reason throughout history that when things go wrong, people just move away and start fresh somewhere else, but I don't know if I believe that that fixes anything. My volume knob is wonky. Fate's construction area. Almost blocked in, really. I don't know if this was the wisest place to park, but there were no signs on this side of the road, so I did. And hopefully it will be okay. It seems like it'll be okay. That's how I feel about life in general right now. There are things right now, there are things everywhere that feel scary. That if you look at them as bursts of moments, inside of moments, a moment in a week inside a month inside a year, if you look at just those moments, there's a lot to fear. There always is a lot to fear. There's so many things to fear that I don't think we would choose to be alive. I really don't. By the way, that was sound 13. My little Casio. My little kid's Casio from Toys R Us. And it's a little bit on its last leg, but that's okay. I've got about 5 more keyboards at home, and only one more small one, though, that works. 2 more small ones, but only one that works. Yeah. It's life. I love the way the city looks. I love the way Chicago specifically looks. I love New York City as well. I grew up, though, 90 minutes from Chicago, and I'm about to move 90 minutes from Chicago, but just on the other side of Lake Michigan. I'm ready to learn how to just be a person in skin who doesn't need to cut the wound out, rip the wound off, destroy the whole arm. I mean, I don't know. I feel like my wounds remind me of all the ways that my own mind can lead me astray and take me down wrong places and dark paths, and I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to have subtle reminders of the ways that you're crazy. And I don't mean crazy like, oh, that's so crazy, she talks and sings to herself in public. I think this is quite wholesome and cute. I'm talking about crazy as in, like, if you already made a certain choice and you saw that it led towards terrible destruction, why would you make that choice again? And yet most people do it. Alcoholics do it. Certain poet dreamers who don't save money do it. I mean, it's just, there are so many paths that we can choose, and so many ways that we can ruin our own lives. And all of us are ruining our own lives in at least one way. And you're not immune. Doesn't matter if you're some sort of Christian do-gooder or if you're like an addict living under a bridge. It really doesn't matter which paths towards destruction you've taken. Could be greed. I mean, there's the 7 deadly sins. There's the 10 commandments. I don't know a single person that is avoiding all the sins and following all the commandments. I mean, those are just some examples. Or you can read the Tao Te Ching. You can read the Power of Now or A New Earth and get really present. And you can be the most present, wise sage on a mountaintop sounding person one day, and then a day later be completely off base. Maybe not a day, but you can fall off. Every single hill you've climbed, every single place you've put a flag, you can fall back off. Because you're not God, and I'm not God, and you're not wise, and I'm not wise. We just get glimpses of wisdom. We get glimpses of healing. We get glimpses of peace inside of the vibratory madness. Like, I feel anxiety often. I probably have clear diagnosable OCD and maybe also ADHD. I was diagnosed once with bipolar 2. And I always say, well, maybe I always... Okay, sorry, I just got a text notification. I meant to put it on Do Not Disturb. Oh, well. Yeah. I'm rambling. I'll try to get back to what I was saying. Oh, just that I've been diagnosed with things. When I was having severe panic all the time, I was having panic attacks. I was living with an abusive person who, while I was having a panic attack, raged at me and said horrible things to me, screaming in my face, getting this far away from me, even though I told him I'm having a panic attack right now. Can you please back up? And he didn't. And now it's just one of the worst ones. I think right around that time, I never talk about this because I hate this moment in my story, but that's around the same time when I got a journal in a art museum that looked like a demon and ended up feeling kind of possessed by something, and remembered praying to God to get me out of the situation that I had gotten myself into with that abusive boyfriend. And when I didn't feel like God was helping, I remember feeling like, well, I might as well like sell my soul to the devil, because maybe that would help. And my grandma's a nun. And my grandma, who was a nun, had just helped me like 2 years earlier when I said I felt angry all the time and that I had finally found myself. And she's like, no, you haven't. Anger isn't you. It's not who you are. You just have to move through it. And I had been angry all the time back then, and I didn't feel support from any loved ones except my sister and my nun grandma. And my brother tried. During that chapter, my parents didn't understand, and they were not supportive at all. So that was a very dark chapter in my life. But my relationship with my parents is much better now. We don't really deep dive into too many heavy topics, but I love them very much, and I'm grateful to have family, nieces, nephews. You know, at the end of the day, I'm sure parents are just wanting our best interest when they don't want us to deep dive down some dark and scary topics. And if you've seen any of the videos that I've posted here, which one I just watched last night from the darkest trauma of all that I made in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, and that's the craziest video. I think it was episode like 842 or 843, and they do seem crazy. So if I had been a parent of me, I would have tried to caution me and warn me to stay out of these dark holes of sadness. But apparently, from everything I had read, being an English major, being a dramatic literature major, or as an English minor, a dramatic literature major, a music student who really wanted to have a songwriting major, that's the only reason I had gone to this conservatory. And then they didn't approve my songwriting major. Anyway, there was no real good way around it. I was reading and slightly worshiping people like Kurt Vonnegut and Tennessee Williams, and these people were geniuses and brilliant mentally and wrote these beautiful stories and all this beautiful language. And then, I think I was just worshiping truth at that point in my life, so I couldn't really get away from the trauma healing hole that I was going down. So, anyway, I'm going to go enjoy my day. Have a great day. Hope you are able to enjoy the places around you, whether it's vast nature or big cities. I hope you're able to look around and see sunshine, or if it's not sunny, if it's cloudy, to see beauty in the rain or in little bits of growth. Or if there's no growth around you, I hope you're able to see beauty in the things that are dying but are still beautiful in their decay. Like fall used to be my favorite, and it's I see dead leaves everywhere, and it's that's beautiful too. It's not even fall, it's the middle of winter, they just never fell off. There's beauty everywhere. There's beauty in color, there's beauty in this random jasmine incense that I'm lighting. There's beauty in having birds dangling from your car hook. There's beauty in construction zones, because at least people are trying to make things better. I don't know. There's a Mr. Rogers-y one. Mr. Rogers for adults. Peace out. Bye.